r/ask Reddit. What are some cheat codes you've found in the game of life? Walk with a purpose. For some reason, people think you're busy and you don't get hassled. Reminds me of George on Seinfeld when he acts like he's always annoyed so everyone assumes he's working hard. He leaves his car at work so people think he never leaves lol. Makes a secret nook under his desk for work naps. George is an inspiration. Also pretends he has a disability to get access to the good bathroom. Genius. That George. No one stops a guy or girl carrying a pizza. It can get you backstage to concerts. I'm a pizza guy. The only people that stop me are the stingy old people who won't let me go into the apartment building as they come out because that's the rules and I have to be buzzed in. Did you try carrying a clipboard too? Just in case? Clipboard and a pizza? Jesus. You could get into Area 51 with that level of camouflage. I've always wondered, what exactly do you do once you get backstage? Eat the pizza. Take a $1 bill and flip it over. Now tape a $5 bill and tape it to the end of the upside down single with as little tape as possible to make it secure. Now feed the $5 bill into a change machine. The coin machine reads the 5, gives you quarters, then reads the upside down single, rejects that, and boom. You got yourself a felony. This is the caliber of post I was expecting. Actual cheat codes. Not be nice to your family and, surprise, they won't hate you. Thank you. I'm glad I didn't know about this as a kid teen. I would have done it till I got caught. Now I'm like, I'm not gonna be a 31-year-old dude who catches a felony over $5 in quarters. My friends would never let me hear the end of it. I am an assistant teacher in a preschool. Asking if kids can use their sitting muscles and listening muscles during circle time makes the kids want to show me how strong they are. The old exploiting human brutishness trick. That's a good one. Teach. All good and well until some kid flexes their sitting muscles too hard and suddenly you've got a poopy pants emergency. My first school had the concept of different hats. So if you were told to put your listening hat on, you would pretend to put a hat on and it was time to listen. Work to dream. It's all fun and games until someone puts on their wizard hat. When someone says something true, say you're right, not I know. It'll make them feel better and you've still shown everyone how awfully clever you are. If any website offers a percentage coupon code like 10% off, try higher values like 20% off. They often have them. Yeah, I'm going straight for 100% off and working my way down from there. Try 200% off and see if they'll actually pay you to take their product. If you're genuinely pleasant to be around and you show up when it counts, people will let you get away with a lot of slacking off. If you tuck a chicken's head under its wing and wave the chicken in a circle, it will automatically fall asleep. It's not a very good cheat code, but it's still a cheat code to get you sleeping chickens. What do you mean by wave in a circle? Bring it around town. You don't have to always give away the recipe. By that I mean, don't over-explain yourself. If you can't do something, 9 out of 10 times it's okay to simply say unfortunately I'm not able to do that, can't swing it this time, etc. You don't have to go on and on about why, or make up reasons and list them off. Over-explaining just ends up looking more suspect than simply being clear and concise. I like this one. I have found myself making up elaborate stories to explain why I couldn't attend an event or something. Just be brief, honest, and to the point. Sorry, I'm not gonna be able to make it to your party because of my crippling social anxiety. You become the people you surround yourself with. Guess I'm a nobody. You can control the heartless yo. A pretty wise ex-drug user I worked with once told me, if you hang around the barbershop long enough, eventually you're going to get a haircut. Basically, watch the crowd and the activities you surround yourself with. Damn, that's surprisingly deep. I mentally went through all of my hobbies just now and realized I picked up most of them because someone close to me influenced me into trying them out. I cannot overstate how much dressing well and being well groomed will impact your life. It'll drop the difficulty by 2 or 3 levels. No joke. People will treat you vastly differently. The opposite is also true. Compliment your children with you are a hard worker and not you're smart. Studies show that kids who think they're hard workers outperform kids who think they're smart. This is growth versus fixed mindset for those wishing to investigate further, and it is rock solid legit science. Ask questions about everything. Ask people about themselves. Be open about stuff you don't understand, and ask questions about that. When you forget someone's name, own up to it and just ask them. I am amazed at how many people won't acknowledge even a tiny amount of ignorance, or won't show honest curiosity about something, can't admit they've forgotten something they feel is important, and won't ever ask for help. Guys, your life becomes so much easier if you just drop the ducking ego and ask. The best advice I ever received was from my grandmother. I was a talkative child and would ask questions non-stop. When I apologized for asking so many, one day she looked me straight in the eye and said, never stop asking questions. This is diametrically opposite from my experience as an inquisitive child. As an adult you can tell almost any kid who is running to stop running and they will. Man, you know way better kids than I do. Not a cheat code, but an Easter egg. If you ask someone if they know all the words to I'm a Little Teapot, around 80% of the people you ask will start singing it. Half of those will do the gestures. I'm at a tattoo studio right now and I asked the 300-pound, intimidatingly tattooed owner of the shop if he knew the words to I'm a Little Teapot. Without hesitation he started reciting it while doing the pantomimes. Impressive. Underpromise and overperform. Say you'll achieve less than you think you will and then do more and everyone will be impressed. Works well at a job. The correct response to any compliment is thank you. You can then follow it up with a comment if you'd like to continue the conversation. If someone likes your dress, thank you. It has pockets. If someone compliments your art, thank you. I've been practicing. If someone asks if you're a professional singer because you have a good singing voice, thank you. I just sing for fun. Not only does it make you seem confident and self-assured, it tells them that they are right. That's a friendly thing to do. This even works if you don't believe the compliment. Saying, oh, no, I'm ugly, when someone compliments your appearance not only tells them that they're wrong, it makes you think of yourself as ugly. A better answer would be, thank you. I really appreciate that and I don't always believe it, so hearing that from you helps. I have a heated throw blanket in my living room in the winter. I wrap my coat up in it, crank up the heat and in a few minutes, my coat is toasty warm so I can brave the coldest day. When married, don't stop treating your significant other like you did when you were trying to win them over. It is a great way to show them you're still as infatuated with them as you were when you first met. Date your wife, or someone else will. Been with my wife for 12 years. Married for 8, and got 3 kids. I hit on her constantly. I think it helps a lot, but it helps more knowing what you want and what they want. When you work together as a team and take that approach, it tends to work better than constantly chasing the butterflies from the early days. I would gladly trade butterflies for being content and comfortable any day of the week. When I was in my old 500+ person building, I kept a stack of papers on my desk. When I was bored, or got tired of sitting down, I'd get up, grab my stack of papers and walk around. I called them my walking papers and did this for months. Got a lot of head nods and not one question the entire time. People always assumed I was on an important mission, but nope, not in the least. PS. Worked on the executive floor wing, too. My friend is a janitor at a pretty new school. Not much broken stuff, so on his downtime he walks the building rather quickly with whatever tool he decides. The teachers and staff always think he's going to fix something. LOL. I work at a steel mill and do the same thing when things are slow on day shift. Nobody is going to question or follow the guy carrying a shovel. If you have no complaints about your food service staff at a restaurant, ask to see the manager and pay a compliment and a thank you about the server/host staff. Usually people want to see a manager to complain, and a compliment is nearly always welcome. I've gotten countless free drinks, appetizers, chips % off my bill, all for just making a polite comment to management. Edit. Thanks for the Reddit gold, kind stranger. You probably caused mini heart attacks until they realized you wanted the manager for good reasons. Wanted to say this. We had a girl that we absolutely adored, so we asked for a manager to compliment her and she immediately sat down with us and asked if everything was okay. LOL. Her concern was precious. You can borrow almost all of your textbooks from the library as a college student because of modern book rental agreements most colleges have. WorldCat allows you to be linked to almost any library in America, and all you have to do is find your book in the system and fill out a request form at a library and it should be there in a week. I've saved probably $2,000 doing this in my first 2 years of college. All of my courses now require an online code to do the mandatory homework assignments, which you can only try by buying a textbook full price, or you can buy just the code for $20 less. So only $130 instead. How generous. If you admit you're wrong and make changes to whatever it is that you're wrong about, people will respect and appreciate you more. Unfortunately, this requires the Swallow Ego pill patch installed. Without this, you will be incapable of being a civil person. Not always. I have a policy of being accountable for my role in any miscommunication or conflict. It's amazing how often that is taken as me being at fault rather than as me admitting my contribution to the issue. Dishonest or self-unaware people will frequently exonerate themselves completely the second someone else admits any wrong, even if they were an equal, or often bigger, contributor to the problem. This goes doubly true in workplaces, where the perception will be that the person who admitted any wrongdoing was the guilty party. Those situations can paradoxically lead to the honest person, the person admitting their role, getting a bad reputation, not advocating against honesty and personal accountability, just saying it's important to be aware of the risks associated with it because these things will happen and it's less painful if you anticipate it as a possibility. I had a professor in college who, while lecturing, suddenly let out a huge fart. Without pausing, he turned his head as if talking to someone behind him, said Gesundheit, and continued lecturing as if nothing had happened. It immediately defused any potential awkwardness and embarrassment, and I vowed to use the same strategy if the same thing ever happened to me in front of a large crowd of people. My fav line for this is, "Did you hear that a-hole talking shit behind my back?" First time I heard it I was in tears. I let one rip once and my uncle said not bad for a 1-inch speaker. Could not stop laughing. Get a credit card like Amex Blue that has 3-6% cash back at groceries. Buy all your items at grocery store. I'll use Kroger as an example. You can buy normal groceries plus gift cards, Amazon, Delta, H&M, McDonald's, whatever, and get the cash back on that deal. Then, if you time it with their 4x fuel rewards, you can save $1 gallon off gas up to 35 gallons. Altogether, the math works out to being 12-15% off pretty much everything if I recall correctly. Pause like wait. When asked a question or engaging in idle conversation and someone is speaking, do not immediately begin your reply when they stop speaking. They usually aren't done. And in the case of questions, most people aren't finished, and if you give them time they usually provide the answer to the question as well. So yeah, listen as well. Also, people like talking about themselves. When you meet someone, just ask them questions about their lives or the things they've done. If you have enough questions you won't ever run out of things to talk about during the conversation and they walk away feeling suru heard. Plus, then you know more about them and next time you see them you will have even more to talk about or follow up on. Hey, last time I saw you were mentioning this thing at your job. How did that go? Etc. Doing your own research, especially on the important stuff. You would be amazed about the bad information people use to make life choices. The remain silent dialogue option is useful, even if you have to scroll down to find it. It can keep you from failing or getting locked out of certain quest lines. Once you unlock not giving a duck about other people's thoughts, you basically double your mana indefinitely. When my daughter was little and still believed band-aids cured things, one time she had a bellyache, so I put one on her belly and it made her feel better. Power of placebos. Not asking or talking about drama going on at the workplace. Several times in life I've cold called a company to confirm my interview time. I didn't have one prior to my call, but in their confusion and inability to even find my resume I've managed to secure an interview about 4 out of 5 times. Twice I've gotten the job. Sneeze on your knuckles before a fight to inflict poison damage. Set the do not disturb feature on your phone to turn on from 10 PM to 7 AM. You will sleep so much better without constant notifications from emails, games, Or your mother-in-law who wants to send a group message at midnight because she is in a different time zone. If you have people you want to be able to reach you, family, girlfriend, boyfriend, you can make a special list that will let only their calls messages come through. Believe in yourself. I know it sounds cheesy, but it's true. When you believe in yourself, anything is possible because you are no longer bound to the expectations of others. Your life truly becomes your own. Close runner-up would be awareness over your thoughts and emotions. More awareness, more control, less reactions, more happiness. You can mute the self-checkout kiosks. You can also increase the volume on all of them just before your departure. If you work Monday, Friday, spend a small amount of time on Sunday afternoon, evening sorting out your lunch for the week. I batch cook a pot of something and portion it out into 5 containers. It saves a ton of money. It's usually healthier and it saves time having to make something quickly each morning because you can just grab a container out of the fridge and go. Niceness gets you everywhere. I get free shit from being nice. And no, it's not because I'm a cute girl, because I'm not. I'm an overweight, balding man. People respond to niceness. I've befriended the Comcast customer support person. I've befriended the most disliked, crotchety person in our office. I get special treatment at my cafeteria because I treat the service staff like actual human beings. I get fees waived because I ask nicely. Be nice. It costs little and is worth a lot. If you're bald and shave your head, you'll be mistaken for an angry skinhead and panhandlers won't ask you for money or cigarettes. Mirroring people's body language and tone of voice will make them comfortable with you quite quickly. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.